Mlbb played a great display. All three DPS technically, right? Yeah.
What a greedy draft by GEEK.
It really is greedy, but we've seen some examples of it actually working. I believe they ended up losing. I'm not sure if they actually won that game, but Super Ken played a really good Harley once with this kind of composition where you just drafted 3 glass cannon damage dealers. But we'll see if Nazara is going to be able to use that to utmost potential. Certainly, it's a hard task, and I like the Bruno pick as well. Usually when ONIC is pushed towards the limits in the gold lane, they want to go for the safe picks, and that is the Bruno. Can use the Purify, has the Has Claws to sustain, and you're not really losing the lane per se.
All right, with the Bruno pick now in the hands of Kelra, with the Purify as well, will it be enough to deny the escapades of GEEK fam as they look to find the formula to break down the domination of the Sky Kings? Can the Kingslayers once again live up to their name, or will ONIC find this game number 2 clean sweeping GEEK?
Here we go, Keyboy on a Marcel. So once again, GEEK fam, the first few minutes, it looks pretty mighty fine. The laning is fine. You know, when they have the opportunity to catch ONIC off guard, they take it. So they're not short of confidence. It's about when is the time to use that confidence.
So timing, decision making.
Yeah, everything.
Okay, Kenziski's doing quite well as well in the lane here. Kelra gets poked a lot here in the gold lane, so definitely a winning lane right now as we're seeing it. As we switch back into the mid lane, San's not having the greatest of times. Very difficult for him to look for a way to clear the wave. So unfortunately, he's going to have to play it really safe and calculated. Not going to be able to roam around early for ONIC this time around.
Oh, Kenziski actually going back and recalling. Missed out on a single minion, but I guess that's a good idea. It's only a single minion. It's not a gold card either. Just want to play it as safely as possible because he is the weak side, right? He doesn't want to get punished when ONIC is fighting on the other side of the court.
We're taking a look at the emblems now by Bayou as well. Anything out of the ordinary?
Oh, it's Inspire for Kenziski. You don't really see that very often. Usually, if you play a Claude, if you want to be a bit more impactful in a team fight, you take the attack speed boost or the thrill if you want to lane. But it's not both, it's Inspire, so you expect to get jumped on a lot, and that's why he wants to have the BMI as much as possible.
And we're also expecting GEEK to play very aggressively as well with the choices of emblems here. Keyboy, will it be enough? He doesn't have level 4 just yet. It should be a turtle for GEEK.
See, Lupido, almost burst it down. That's a great dog break by Marcel. Carolina create dominance. Sans now stuck. That's a great crowd control again by Marcel. First blood for GEEK fam, and Ludpi is stuck. That's a quick double for that Phobius.
A huge win for GEEK in the first few minutes of the game. Going to be able to get the first neutral objective of the game and take 2 members of ONIC down. Nazara will officially take that turtle. A 1,100 gold lead for GEEK.
Feels like a deja vu because Marcel was, whoa, look at the shoulder bash all the way to the jungle. It looks like Nazara wants to steal this one. Kyrie is not available, or he's on the other side of the map. This should be an easy one for GEEK. But yeah, looks like it's a deja vu of what happened in the game before, at least in terms of like the Marcel brilliance in the first few minutes. That was all Marcel with Dark Wave combo, with how much he's dealing damage and sustaining at the same time with the Phobius. This is how you play Phobius in objective fights, and GEEK is utilizing that to the fullest.
Absolutely. In terms of audience prediction, though, it looks like still heavily favoring ONIC by 87%. This is the audience prediction by GoPay. Don't forget to pull out your predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, Beloyski goes in for a kill, perhaps?
There's a screen. He will commit the Tsunami Slam, though. But now with the Steed, Beloyski no flicker. Wow, great abuse there on that info. That's going to be the Blazing Duet from Kenzie. Not enough damage, but that's going to be the golden hour. Perfectly timed by Keyboy, just creating space for ONIC players.
Great cover from Keyboy. I'm not really sure what the idea was for Beloyski. Was he there just to screen or not? If so, he went in quite deep. Because Because obviously if he wanted to go in for that kill, Kenziski would have used the ultimate earlier, the Blazing Duet earlier, but he also saved that for later on. So, I don't know. It feels like iffy. Do they want to go for this now?
Uh-oh. That's going to be the BMI covered, but all 5 players are still up here.
Yeah. It's all fine and dandy for Kara once he gets the Haas Claws.
Yeah.
Even the Harley cannot just burst down through the Bruno just yet unless he gets the first few items or second item. But with the Haas Claws, you just hit minions. No anti-Bane, no anti-hit at all from the Harley. And that way you can just sustain and makes yourself unavailable for GEEK Fam to burst. And now second objective fight, this should be going towards GEEK Fam again unless Keyboy makes a huge play with the golden hour.
Will he be able to? Nazara is 2 levels ahead. It looks like Keyboy's still screening. Lutfi's also in the area. Keyboy actually goes for the ult.
That's going to be the turtle for the side of GEEK Fam, no problem. As top side, Kyrie is in the top side area. That's going to be a structure though for ONIC. And as long as Kelra is untouched and deathless, all is good. Lutfi now heavily pressured, very low, with the amount of DPS and firepower that was thrown at him. Finally, he gets taken down. So that's a structure for a structure eventually, but GEEK Fam, they get the turtle and the kill.
Yeah. It's a cheeky combo, the Kimi and also the Harley. You have a built-in Shred in your kit, and also the Genius one just elevates Kimi's potential by a lot. And the Kimi doesn't really need to build the Genius one because Harley's gonna be the one who's proccing the Shred. And that way, anyone in the front line, even Lutfi, is gonna be available.
He flickered!
Oh, that's gonna be the flicker coming in! Wow! The trap from ONIC caught a boy off guard.
But what was it for, right? I mean, technically there aren't any objectives on the map. Was it just to get a pick in general? Sans flickered and Tsunami slammed for that. So there were a lot of resources built and taken away. Kenzizi gets a turret in the top side as compensation.
I mean, at the end of the day, a kill is a kill, so you have to take what's available. And also, this is a scaling hero. Anything that delays the Kimi from getting her full potential is a plus point for ONIC. And Kibo, look at the damage!
That's a lot of DPS and burst all into one. The Marcel Keyboy will be taken down.
What's the cooldown on the golden hour?
A lot. Not sure exactly how much, but probably around 40-50 seconds.
So if he knew that, why did he ult anyway? Veloci goes in for the kill.
That is going to be the mid turret taken down. GEEK Fam controlling the map, dictating the tempo, and ONIC.
Conceal, conceal.
That's going to be concealed, popping in from the side of ONIC. That's Tsunami Slam afterwards. Sans! Take a look at Kenzie with the Blazing Duet. Finding Sans. Lutfi almost taken down, as that's going to be GEEK Fam diving under the turret. Is this the right call? Marcel taken down because of the damage turret. No! They juggled the damage turret!
Holy!
And Marcel gets a quick double.
Only Kyrie is left standing. Everyone from the side of ONIC have been taken down. GEEK are taking back control that was lost in game number 1. It's a 5,000 gold lead for GEEK as they're looking to take down more. Sheffin, break that down for us.
That was all Marcel, man. He zoned out 3 members. I think 3 damage dealers from ONIC at the same time. And no one was able to get through GEEK Fam's composition that way. And not only that, I already thought that, oh, Marcel, that was a great job zoning out 3 members. They still go for it. They still dive into the second tier tower. I thought Marcel's gonna get punished and getting killed under the turret, but no! He survives even with more HP before he dives. What the heck?
And that's why perhaps they went in for this kind of composition, right? There's so much damage that can come through. Kenziski, a boy as well, is doing the damage. And not to mention Nazara's early poke. He's so annoying. Look at that poke onto Lutfi of all people. That's how much damage he's doing onto the main frontliner of ONIC.
Look at that, yeah. You can see the damage Lutfi. I think he's itemizing towards... Oh, already has the Radiant Armor, actually.
And still that much pen?
Yeah, the glowing or the Genius one just does that much work. Especially the Lightning Truncheon. Also, I expect Nazara to build towards the Glaive after this, knowing that most of the target that he's gonna go for is the frontliner, right? is gonna work with what Beloyski offers him to the team.
So now the question remains, is it geekable for ONIC? Can ONIC come back from this 5,000 gold deficit?
I mean, I'm willing to guess that Sheffin's migraines, right now, they're gone.
No, really. It's already hurting from the start before the game, Ogani. Oh no!
Oh, that's gonna be utilized here. All three members caught in the golden hour, and ONIC will have time to disengage. Ooh, cracks and balls, a boy! Finds and smells blood. Finds Sans there, who is currently sitting at a 1-3 stat.
Very rarely do we see a mistake like that from Sans. But when it lands, that's the opportunity for GEEK to go for the engage, despite the disengage coming in from Keyboy. Sans gets taken down. Keyboy is still moving quite aggressively. Beloyski goes in for the kill.
That's the Tsunami Slam on towards Lutpi, still able to duke it out. Dark Wave though will close the gap! GEEK Fam finds a connection as Marcel now isolated, actually a little bit too deep there. But that's still a trade. Lutpi for Marcel.
It is a trade, but remember they have alert on the way. Had they stayed a little bit more patient, perhaps they might have been able to extract a little bit more out of this Lord. 7,000 gold lead, still 4 members up. Kenziski doesn't have his ultimate just yet.
Wow, let's see here. That's a milestone though for Kyrie. 1,500 or
oh my
500,
god.
that's Sans again, deleted. Golden hour caught. 2 members to delay again. Beloyski now will be the trade. Kai takes a lot of damage, still able to get out. Mackenzie finds the angle with a blazing duet. And down goes Kelra and Lutpi all together.
Is this Sans? I'm not sure. 2 times by now. 2 missed Tsunami Slam by Sans as he got punished immediately by Beloyski. Not the greatest game so far. Beloyski, or like Keyboy, look at that.
Oh, the damage. Oh, perfectly timed. That's going to be the minion.
Hold on.
Trying to be cleared. Tantan's Kai trying to be the duet that they are. Trying to defend. Marcel holding on his team together. But that's still a top turret taken out. That's the far lane, ladies and gentlemen.
It's still super worth it for GEEK.
Yeah, especially the far lane is gone now. They still have their inhibitor and also the second tier turret intact. So the far lane control is easier for GEEK, despite them not really having a single good lane clear that can be saved in the far lane. Maybe Beloyski has to play a chaperone for his teammates to be able to clear those. But we'll see. GEEK Fam is definitely on a pretty good situation, a really good situation by now. 8k gold lead, and Kenziski is starting to hit against Lutpi, and so far he only has that warrior boots and steel leg plates on his way towards the chastised cauldron. The perfect item. Oh, look at Beloyski!
That's a flank. That's going to be 1 member taken out. Kenzie with the blazing duet immobilized for a bit, but that's Nazara finding the burst damage on towards Sans. Down goes the pairing. Now GEEK Fam, they move on towards the mid lane. Kyrie trying to deal damage, but that's the structure will fall. GEEK Fam, they move as a unit in game number 2, and take a look at the outcome. 1 by 1, members of ONIC falls, and GEEK Fam, they manage to wipe ONIC out as they will take game 2.
1 step closer to living up to the Kingslayer's name. GEEK come back in such a brute fashion for game number 2 and force a game number 3 out of ONIC. Not necessarily something we see too often, but like we mentioned even before the match, Beloyski always has tricks up his sleeve, and it turns out having the layers of damage was the answer. Harley, Claude, and the Kimmy, all 3 of them was a problem for ONIC, and they weren't able to control that mid-tempo and the early tempo that ONIC usually wins with.
This team, man, like it really just makes you wonder, like when it's bad, it's really, really bad, but when it's good, when it's all clicking together, this is the outcome. The mighty king, the mighty ONIC has to bow down in this game specifically, but obviously, job's not done, as the great Kobe Bryant once said. But
We're talking about practice?
You talking about practice?
That's not Kobe.
That's not Kobe. That's Allen Iverson.
Yes, sir. I was waiting for you to say that.
Thank you for the reference, Connie. But yeah, Marcel, man, just carrying the early game for ONIC. Earlier, they banned the Moskov, and I can see why. GeekFam has this some kind of bias towards Moskov. They really like to pick it, even in the first phase. But in this case, it was banned for ONIC. But they forgot who was the most trouble out of all of them. I think at this point, game number 3, the Phobius is gonna be respected.
Okay. Makes sense, makes sense.
Respected or denied, right?
But
Yeah. Maybe not denied because Phobius, I don't think it's a first pick worthy kind of hero, but maybe TW can surprise me. Who knows? That is an option.
no one knows. Who knows?
We will know later on.
Later.
Draft
But right now,
campaign.
we don't know.
We know
Right
this.
now we don't know.
We know this.
Not right now. We don't know this right now.
Oh, okay.
But man, what a series we have. I initially thought this would be a 2-0 series,
Same,
man.
same. I predicted
I
2-0 on
I
it.
predicted 2-0.
But technically, we're all wrong.
Technically,
even,
you are wrong.
even that one.
Even the anomaly,
What was his prediction? Was it 2-1, Geek?
I believe it was 2-1, yeah.
Oh, so he still could be right. Yeah, he could still be right.
You could still be right.
Nah, I predicted 2-0.
Oh, there you go. See?
Okay, so we are all wrong.
Dude, I am delusional, okay?
It's okay to be delusional sometimes.
Hopium
I mean, I'm
and
an Arsenal
copium
fan.
both in each nostrils.
I'm an Arsenal fan, so...
Oh yeah, you're gonna bottle the league again. Good thing you have ONIC for your mental health.
We're number 1 right now. Both.
Yeah.
What happened to Arsenal?
Check the league's table.
Is it really
Young
bad?
lady? No.
Huh?
We're number 1.
Oh, you're
Just-
number 1?
Just wait for 2 weeks, Eterna. Just wait for like maybe like 5 weeks or so.
But that always happens with Arsenal.
He's
no?
gonna be crying his eyes out.
I'm calm, I'm composed.
All right, all right, all right. Well, the players also need to be calm and composed because, boy, game number 2. In game number 1, Suns heavily punished a boy. Kelra and Suns, to be exact.
Yep.
Heavily
Yeah.
punished a boy. In game number 2, it wasn't the best of games for Suns either. And it wasn't necessarily because he got caught, but also there were lots of weird moments for Suns.
I mean,
So what's going on with Suns?
at the same time, I think they are thinking about like, let's stick to what works. And that pickoff earlier, the first one from Suns with the Tsunami Slam was brilliant with the flicker as well. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, but it's a bit too much resource. Yeah, you still gotta find something, man. And Sans was trying to do that a second time, a third time, didn't really work. Just like me earlier, I think Sans is just saying to GeekFam, please punish me.
And punish they did, right? They punished the movements, they punished the small blunders or small mistakes that led. Oh!
I don't think they're gonna eat that, bro.
Don't eat it!
Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
It's
Oh my
okay.
God.
I mean, I finished mine as well. That's how good it is. So it's not the best if you're unwell, but I guess it depends.
I mean, it's just a scoop. I mean, not the scoop.
It's a bite.
It's it.
It's
Yeah.
just a,
Smidge.
he'll be fine. Marcel will be okay. But he got the player of the game earlier on. Ladies and
deserved.
gentlemen, presented to you by the official gaming phone Infinix GT50 Pro on the Phobius. And according to Sheffin, the Phobius will be respected next game.
Yeah, especially if you want to play this kind of like brawly kind of competition. I thought ONIC will be a bit more patient in the mid game, but
Okay.
I think GeekFam did a really good job just forcing the fights on towards them, especially when you have a Harley. You can be as aggressive as you can, and you don't only get punished because you have that poker trick, right? Or like the dashes, the quote-unquote BMI for Harley. So that way you don't really get punished. Look at this, Marcel goes in with 1 HP, came out of the team fight with more HP than before. That is ridiculous, and you are taking all the aggro away in the second tier turret, and this is just the icing on the cake, man. What a game for GeekFam. It's just a matter of how to keep the momentum from now on, because a lot of teams have been winning it out against ONIC, or maybe equalizing it out 1-1 in 2 games, but they just fall short to the experience of ONIC, because they're just that good.
What did you guys think of the Bruno pick, by the way?
I think it's fine. It's just, once again, they expect to play the weak side. They expect to, or like they're trying to find something that survives team fights, survives ganks, and
Yeah.
Kelra did exactly that, but it's just like, I don't think he had the time to be able to scale just yet with how much early game or mid game snowball that Geek Fam had, especially with the Harley and the Kimi. Those heroes faster than the Bruno did. I guess that's your worry, Eterna? Is that your worry? Because it doesn't scale as fast as Geek Fam heroes?
I feel like Bruno has like a weird dip in the mid game, right? Like you can go really great with Bruno in the early game, and then you can go for a snowball, but like mid game it gets iffy, and then late game you start to hit like a truck again. That was my concern. Like have you ever been hit by a truck?
No, that's
I have.
fine.
Apparently it really hurts.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Wow.
So that's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Like apparently it really hurts in the late game. So
I can imagine.
the fact that they didn't even get to the late game, which
Oh.
is something that I was also really concerned about because of the Kimi in the mid as well.
I mean, honestly, with that item that Kara has, they should have been able to use him more. Like, he's already online, man. Berserker, you have the crit damage boost,
Yep.
you have the sustain, you also have the extra range plus the penetration with the Mlbb gun. I think that's way, maybe not more than enough, especially with how much they're down at that point. But I think that's decent for Kara in a losing position.
But for some reason there was like no damage from Bruno.
That's true. That's true. I guess Belowski with the rush towards the chastised cauldron.
Yeah, it
That's a lot of stuff.
It was made, by the way, by Beloy, the chastised Pauldron. And also, even Marcel equipped that item already.
I want to see the damage charts. It shows after this, right?
It will show up soon, yes.
I'm gonna
Take
expect
so long.
a boy topping it up.
Oh boy.
Marcel post damage taken. And which guy is obviously Nazara. Like it's
I think Lutfi will be the damage taken #1.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Then
That's true. I was looking for Geek Fam's lineup. But that was fast, man. Less
That
than
was-
13 minutes against ONIC. That's an achievement.
that's a record, I think. Bigatron did not beat ONIC in this time.
Okay. Damage dealt 46. Actually, that's still
What? Kenzie?
man, 46,000 damage from Kelra.
That's decent,
Not
right?
that bad actually. I
Yeah,
thought
but
it
it's
would
just
be worse.
poke damage, no? Poke just
Yeah.
poke.
Poke.
That's the poke damage, of course. Yeah, Suns though, right? 16, not even 16,000 damage though.
This was a really bad Sans game. I have to admit. Like,
One of
Sans
the
is
rare
like
misses.
goated, but it wasn't like once or twice. It was a multiple time thing. Was it because he was forced on a Valentina and
Game.
he couldn't get an ultimate as
Game
powerful as
decision-making. I think
Beloyski?
that game he made a couple of
No, I mean like, was it because it was so predicted?
maybe.
Because he was able to get it like the first few times, I think. And then I think Geek Fam obviously would adjust like, all right, beware of Sans.
I think Sans just miscalculated, dude.
Yeah.
He messed up. That's it.
I mean, it shows that Sans is still human, you know? This sort of games.
I don't like the idea of Sans's the second mess up. You went to go for Beloy,
Beloy.
which doesn't really make sense for a lot of people out there, but you're trying to erase the engage, like the setter cookie from, right? That's the main trouble that Kyrie needs to deal if he wants to go just guns blazing in the front. So if Beloski is gone, then ONIC will have an easy way for them to be able to dominate the team fight, but it's just like a miscalculation. He was like 2 frames away. It's like 2 inches away, Gani. Just like you.
Yeah, that's
Huh?
even just being generous, right? If you want to save. So 18-6 is the total kills for both teams. But man, you know, it's a reset for ONIC. And I think they're definitely going to change their approach here, drafting-wise, game #3. I want to know what
I just really honestly didn't expect the Kimi Claude and the Harley to do that well.
Kimi